Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This video I'm going to do a real fast tutorial on how to set up a momentum scanner using trade ideas. I have a lot of questions asking me about my scans that I stream daily for free in my Discord, and I'm going to show you how I set up my day momentum scanner for trade ideas. And this is a low flow scanner, so you can customize it however you like, but I'll show you how I have mine set up now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to pull up the Trade Ideas platform. We're going to hit New and go to Alert window. For this example, we'll start from scratch. I'm going to hit the Start from Scratch and load the settings. Then I'm going to go over to the summary. We can see we have nothing here, so I'm going to go to Window Specific Filters. If you don't see the filters that I have on the screen here, and let me maximize this, make it a little bit bigger and easier to see. If you don't have these filters on here, then don't worry, just hit the More button down here and you can see that you can add them right here. So you can add any of these, you can click on one and you can show column or you can add the filters. So we're going to go back to the window specific filters. For this momentum scanner that I have that I use for my day scans often, I'm looking for stocks between $1 and $15. I'm also looking for the volume today. I'm going to be looking for stocks that have at least 500,000 shares traded today. So this is my day momentum scanner. So I'm looking for stocks that already made at least 500,000 shares traded today. So we're looking for stocks between $1 and $15, 500,000 shares. The volume in the last minute, this is a percentage. I want to see the volume in the last minute 200% above its normal. So I want to put 200% on the left side here. And again, this is the percentage. And then I'm going to go to float size, which I don't see here. So I'm going to go down to the more. We're going to type in float at the top. And we can see we have float and shares here. I'm going to double click on that. So I'm going to hit add filter at the bottom. So we add the filter here. We can see it's now at the bottom of the list. And for float size, I'm going to look up to 25 million. So 25M. And this is a very low float scanner. So this is a low float high of day scanner. So again, we're looking for stocks between $1 and $15. We're looking for stocks that already have over 500,000 shares traded. We're looking for stocks that made, it has a volume increase of over 200% in the last minute. And we're also looking for stocks that have under 25 million float. So this is a low float scanner. So if you wanted to see stocks that have a higher float, maybe you could see on this side, maybe you don't like stocks that have under 25 million. So on this side, you could put a minimum of 25M, 25 million, and maybe a maximum of maybe play up to 150 million. So maybe you do that there, 150M. So, but for this example, and for my scan, my high day scan, I'm going to use 25 million. So 25M. So I hit OK at the bottom. And it's going to take us over to this summary page. Now we don't have any alerts set right now, so I'm going to go to the select alerts at the top tab, and you can see I have new high here. I'm going to click that and leave it blank. So if you don't have this one, again, just hit the more tab here, and you can add any alert. I have float typed in there, but you can delete that, and you can see you can add any alert just by adding there. So we're going to go to the alerts, click new high, go back to summary. You can see now we have, for the alerts, we have a new high, which is the only alert that we're looking for because this is a high of day scanner. And we're looking for stocks that have a price range between $1 to $15. We're also looking for stocks that have over 500,000 shares traded. And we're looking for stocks that have at least 200% above its normal volume in the last minute. And this is key to me because a lot of stocks will make highs, but they're not making it on volume. And again, this goes back to the total volume of 500,000 shares traded. Maybe it's making new highs, but maybe it only has 200,000 shares traded that day or at that time. If I'm looking at 9:30 in the morning and it's opening bell and it's 9:31 and the stock only has 200,000 shares traded, I don't often take that trade. I like to see a lot more. That's a peak hours of volume of the day. So I like to see a lot more volume rush into the stock, ensuring that it's momentum. Otherwise, it's just a high of day scanner, and this is a momentum high of day scanner, so specific. So again, we're looking for these four filters here, and the last one there is We want it under 25 million share float. If you wanted that different, you just click on there and you can do maybe up to 75 million. So you can put 75 million. So this one here is just a low float scanner. So we're going to hit 25 million. Hit the OK. And then at the top, the window name, you can customize it. So I'm going to do 25M HOD, which is high of day. I hit the OK. And it pulled it up on another screen. So let me drag it on over. So you can see here, this is what came up. Okay. So what we want to do is to make it look like the scanner that I run in my Discord, to change the colors and customize it and change the what we have here in the columns. This is how you do that. So I'm going to right click here. I'm going to go to configure. And I'm going to mimic the one that I run in my scan. So very specific. So go to the columns, and I don't care to see the description. So I'm going to hit that back over to there. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to add, I do want to see the volume today. And I do want to see float. So let's see if we can find float. And that's right here, float and shares. I'm going to hit that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. Okay. I'm going to hit OK there. And we're all set here. So I'm going to hit OK. So you can see it got rid of the description. So I'm going to go to history and last trading day. So we have a list here. And give it a second. It's acting a little slow for me. But so when this loads up, what we're going to see is we're going to see the float on this side here, the volume here, the price, the symbol, the type, and the time. And the only problem that we have right now, and for some reason it's taking forever to load, but while we're waiting, the only problem that I have with this is the color. So aesthetically, it's not very pleasing to me. So if we want to change that, let's just go up to the top here, and I'm going to right click on the float size or the float shares. You can see custom colors for float. I'll go ahead and click that. Now, in this box, I'm just going to hit 0, then I'm going to hit the equal. And then for mine, I always keep my float light blue. So for me, everything on my screen, if I want to quickly see the float size, I look for the light blue. So it's just, and I hit the add button here, and you can see it added up here. So we're good to go. I'm going to hit OK. And now it changed the float size to blue. So if I'm just glancing over it real fast and I just want to see the float size, this is how I see it so fast. I have it color coded to blue. So when I'm looking for float, I'm looking for blue. So for volume, I'm going to right click on that one, custom. It has a few here. I'm going to delete these. I'm going to hit the 0 again. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the yellow. You can customize this however you like. This is just how I have mine. I'm going to hit the add here. Again, it's up top. Hit OK. And now we have the yellow. So quick glance, I want to see volume. I'm going to look for yellow. So anything on my screen that's in yellow, that's volume. So I know that I'm looking at volume fast. Anything in light blue is generally going to be the float size on the right side. Price, I'm going to keep that in green. So I'm going to go to custom colors for price. And I'm going to delete these, hit the 0 equals. We're going to go with green. And green, it's real simple. Associate green with money. So hit OK, add it there. Make sure it's added. Make sure you hit this button here. And then once it's added up top, you can hit OK and it will stay green. But these I don't want green. I'm going to keep these blue too. Kind of go with the float size. I like the color of it. So I'm going to go to properties. So just right click on any one of these columns and go to properties. Go to select colors. So for the bullish alerts, the green, I'm going to change that to the blue. And that's it. And then I think the writing I'm going to change as well. I'm going to change that to black writing. See it a little bit easier in the blue. And then hit OK, and you can see how it changed it there. So that's it. This is my high of day momentum scanner during the day. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing crazy. It's not. There's not a list of alerts or a list of configurations on this or filters. It's pretty simple. And you can see how the colors were simple to change to. So if you want to change the float size, maybe you wanted it yellow, you just come in here, you can click on that there. You can say, okay, hit this here, change it to, let's do red for the sake of a different color. Hit OK, add it, and then hit OK. You can see how it's red now. So it's that simple. So I'm going to change it back to the blue to mimic the one I have in my Discord. And I'm going to hit OK there, add, and you can see it's up there. Okay. So if you want voice alerts as well, and you want to, maybe you want this to tell you. So if it hits high of day, not only do you want to see it on your screen, but you want to hear it through your speakers. You can right click, go to properties, go to actions. You can see that this is in built in sound text to speech. So you can go to setup sound here, and there's a handful of different sounds here that you have, and then here's the text to speech. So for a lot of them, especially usually the sometimes a high of day, but I'll have text to speech on here, so it will tell me the ticker. So in this case, it would be yelling at us, and it would say, and let me see, right now it just says testing. So I'll hit OK and hit OK, and you can see it's play sound. And then so this would be yelling at me SND, SND. So if we have a handful of the same stock, it'd be yelling the same stock. So right here we have MRIN. We'd hear that a few times in a row. So okay, there's volume coming into it. We know that there are configurations here. We know that this high of day scanner is showing us stocks between $1 and $15. Has over 500,000 total shares traded today, over 200% normal volume in the last minute, and it has under 25 million share float. So although it's very specific, it's also broad at the same time, so we don't miss a move. So this is going to show us a handful of stocks. So this is my high of day scanner here. And again, you can change the voice alerts, go in here and go to actions and change the voice alerts. Now, one tip that I want to show you, a lot of people make the mistake on and don't see it, but you go to properties, and here it says don't repeat. A lot of times people will have this on here where it will be checked, and it will say don't repeat. And you don't want that, because you want to see that it's making multiple highs. So if you just see it one time, you might forget that it's making multiple highs. But if you have that checked, so if you go to properties and you have the don't repeat off, then it will repeat the same ticker more than once in a row. Otherwise, it's only going to repeat it once every minute. So that's it for the trade ideas scan here. So again, just to recap, just go to new, and you go to alert window, and then you go to the configurations that I'll pull up here in a second. But what you can do as well, just a quick tip, if you want to have maybe multiple high of day scanners, so this is a 25 million float high of day, just right click after you have the colors and everything set up the way you like it, maybe even the size, and hit the duplicate. Hit that, it's going to make another one there, and you can drag it over to the side. I'll hit the history here, do last trading day, and it might take a minute because it did for a second before. I think my internet's slow, but there it goes. But you can see it's the same look and same scenario as the other one. But say you want to change it and you wanted to have multiple high of day scanners, go to the configurations, right click, hit configure, go to summary, and on any one of these you can click and change. So maybe the float, maybe I want the float to be higher. So maybe I want two of them, one up to 25 million, maybe I want one up to 100 million. So this one here, we can change the 25 million here, and I'm going to put it as a minimum. That way we don't see the same stock on both scans. And then on this side here, maybe I want to see a maximum of 100 M or 100 million shares traded. So if I hit OK there, it's going to be the exact same filters. The only difference is the float size. So I'm still looking at high of day scanner, but I'm looking for higher float. So this up here for the window name, I'm going to change it to 25 million to 100 million. So, and then high of day. So HOD high of day, hit OK. And then you can see if I hit the history on the last trading day, it should give us different results if it loads up here. And you can see how this can be a benefit as a trader to just have a quick glance. And, if you have it color coded and have it aesthetically pleasing to the way you like, maybe you have certain colors, or, for me, it's just the blues. I don't know, I've just adapted to the light blues are low float to me, or float size to me. And it just looks good. It's easy on the eyes. And then green, I just associate that with money. And then yellow is very important to me as a day trader. I try to advocate that no volume, no trade. That's one of my rules. I always, tell that to everyone I speak with. But volume is very important to me. So the amount of volume that I'm seeing as a total, but also the amount of volume I'm seeing rush into a stock, these two things really factor in how I will then strategize and how I'll play that stock that day, if at all. So you can see how the other scanner here, the history, pulled up a different list of results. And the reason for that is because we have a higher flow now. We have the 25 million to 100 million. So if you wanted to change that and make another one, you could duplicate it again, and you can see how you can just fill your screen with different things here. And what's cool is if you hit the history and do the last trading day, you can actually go to time frames. So you can actually look for different time frames. So maybe you only trade stocks at opening bell between 9:30 and 9:45. If you hit the history, you can go to that time. You can go to a time frame, and you can look for specifically that time frame for results. So you can go back each day, and this is how I've back tested a lot of my scans. I would go back day after day after day and look at the results, and I would write down what I saw, whether this stock went up, so much percentage, and that stock, and this size float did this, and it needed this many size share, float or shares rushing into it before it moved, and it was just a really great way for me to basically test these scans without having to test these scans in live action. It allowed me to back test them by looking at history at the specific times that I like to trade these type of scans. So you can see how that can be helpful. But again, you just go ahead and just build them however you like. Change the colors by just right clicking on the tabs, custom colors there. And this is my high of day scanner for what I use for my Discord, and this is through Trade Ideas. So if you guys like the video, find any value in it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.